You might be destroying your relationship and not even know it. In this short video, I'm going to expose 4 things that people do in relationships that slowly kill the relationship, and I'm also going to reveal 4 things that you need to do instead to preserve and enhance your relationship. Hey, I'm Dr. Don Russell. I'm the author of the Trauma Treatment Companion, available on Amazon and on my website. Links are below. Check them out. And in this video, I want to explain 4 things that people do in relationships, probably don't even know that they're doing them, that are just destructive. Sometimes really dramatically and quickly destructive, sometimes more slowly destructive, sort of the death by 1,000 cuts kind of destruction, where a couple of years go by in the relationship and then one person says, you know what, I'm done, I'm out of here. And the other person is going, what happened? I don't even know. I thought we were great. John and Julie Gottman have done actual clinical research to reveal what couples do wrong in conflicts that undermine the quality of their relationship. So this is not just sort of somebody thinking, oh, I think this is a bad thing. This is actually research examining, scrutinizing couples and how they fight to reveal what's a good fight and what's a bad fight. One of the things that people do wrong in relationships, and particularly in conflict, is criticism. Not a big surprise. Basically, criticism is attacking the person. You're such a slob because you're always leaving your socks on the floor, or you're so lazy, or you're procrastinating. Like basically attacking the person. That is one of the things that is just destructive. Gotta stop it. Gotta stop it. Just stop it. What do you do instead? Well, a couple of things. One of the things is do what's called a soft startup. Hey honey, can we talk? There's something that's really important to me that I want to bring up with you. Is this a good time? Soft startup. Another way to change from criticism is take the criticism and make it a complaint. So listen to the language of criticism. You're such a slob, right? It's an attack, and it's you language. Compare that with over here. Honey, I am just really tired of picking up your socks on the floor, or always cleaning up after you in the kitchen. It's me language, and it's describing a behavior that's undesirable. Big difference. What that does is that prevents an automatic defensiveness in the other person. That's what we want to do instead. So drop the criticism, pick up complaint, pick up soft startup. Second thing that's really, really destructive to the relationship is defensiveness. So if an attack does happen in a relationship, if an accusation does happen in a conflict, right, the you language again, then it is destructive if we lapse into a defensive response. A defensive response is blaming, counterattacking, and it's really destructive, right? If one person is attacking in their relationship and the other person responds automatically with a defense, a blame shifting, then nothing good is going to come anymore from that conflict, from that fight. We have to head it off in the past. We have to prevent that defensive response. So the antidote, the alternative to a defensive response, this is what you need to do instead. Don't defend, but take responsibility for the piece of the accusation that is valid from your perspective, that you can take responsibility for. So if you're attacked with, honey, you're such a slob, I'm always picking up after you, then respond, yeah, you know what, when I stop to think about it, you're right, I've just been really over busy at work and stressed out. That's no excuse, and I have been just not picking up after myself sometimes, and thank you for the feedback. I'm gonna take that under advisement, and I'm gonna try and do better in future, right? So there it is. Basically, is there some truth in your partner's perspective? If there is, own it. You won't die, just own it. The third killer of relationships that comes up in conflict is called stonewalling. check out my video that drills down into much more detail on stonewalling and these other ones coming up very, very soon. Basically, stonewalling is shutting down the conversation and refusing to engage in the topic. I characterize it as, the proverbial crossing of the arms, and if you're of Mediterranean descent, then I don't want to talk about it, right? That, just shutting down the conversation, tremendously destructive to the relationship. The alternative to stonewalling is taking a moment. It might be as little as like 3 seconds. So counting, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, or it might take some more time than that. But basically what we need to do is we need to recognize that if we are stonewalling, then we are probably what's called emotionally flooded. So we're actually internally emotionally overwhelmed, and so we're no longer able to process information constructively. So we need to take 3 seconds to reset ourselves. We might need to take 20 minutes. Again, I'm going to talk more about this in another video coming up really soon. We might need to take a time out. And so what that looks like is, wow, I'm overwhelmed by what I'm hearing, and I can't even think. Hey, honey, you know what? I need to take a time out for myself. So I'm going to go into the bedroom. I'm just going to I need some time for myself. Here's what's really important. But I'm going to come back because I want to finish this conversation with you. Okay? So we're not abandoning our partner by just storming out and leaving. We're not emotionally abandoning our partner by just shutting down and leaving them kind of swinging in the wind. Right? So we need to self-soothe. We need to re-regulate ourselves. Maybe that's 3 seconds, maybe that's 20 minutes. But it's really, really important to leave the commitment to pick up the conversation at another time when we are regulated. So stonewalling is shutting down the conversation abruptly and leaving. The antidote is self-soothing, taking a time out, and then committing to picking up the conversation at another time soon. So like not 2 years down the road, but like 20 minutes down the road. The fourth destructive, and this is the most destructive dynamic in a relationship and in a fight, is called contempt. Contempt is basically looking down on the other person and condescending on the other person. The classic expression of this is the rolling of the eyes and the, oh geez, do we have to go to talk about that again? Oh, Joe, here she goes again, ranting about her work, or here he goes again, tuning out and watching another game on TV. Oh man, here we go again, right? That is contempt. Basically, we're showing disrespect for the other person. This is the most destructive dynamic in a relationship because obviously it is communicating disrespect, lack of value to the other person. And the other person, guaranteed, the other person is feeling it, is taking note, is cataloging it and saying, I'm not being valued in this relationship. What the heck am I doing in this relationship? Why am I in this relationship? I'm not even valued from my partner that says that he/she loves me. The alternative to contempt, really, really important, the alternative to contempt is cultivating a climate, a culture of appreciation in the relationship. So that starts in our own mind and in our own heart, looking out consciously and mindfully and deliberately, looking out for what we love in our partner and actually expressing that appreciation for our partner. It might be so simple and so obvious as, wow, you know what? There's my partner. They're dressed in their favorite team's jersey as they're watching the game on Sunday afternoon. And instead of being contemptuous and disrespectful about that, I'm going to just notice, wow, you know what? My partner's actually really passionate about some things in their life, right? I mean, that's a little bit of a stretch, but it gives you an idea. I'm looking for what I can appreciate in my partner. Or, wow, I have to go to my mother-in-law's again? We always go there. Wait a minute, my partner wanting to go there to see her mother, that's actually about the tremendous investment that my spouse has in familial relationships. And you know what? I really value that. I really appreciate that in my partner, right? So we're looking for the thing to value in the thing that we would otherwise be looking down on. There is what John and Julie Gottman call the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, right? So those are the 4 things in relationships that spell the end of the relationship. And I've also outlined, really briefly, frankly, I've also outlined, here's the things that you need to do instead. Check out other videos coming up really soon, or you might find them below already, drilling down on each of those 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, about why, from a neurobiological perspective and a trauma-informed perspective, why these things happen and why they are so damaging. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you haven't clicked subscribe yet, man, oh man, you need to click subscribe, you need to click like. Give me a comment below, tell me what you think, tell me what you want to hear more about, and tell me what needs to be explained a little bit further about these 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other.